broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey!
What?
We should have played the guy with the remix.
The what one?
With the black guy ad-libbing over this. That went viral.
What up, AfterBuzz? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in studio for the Real Housewives of Atlanta AfterBuzz TV After Show Shade 4 days. I'm joined in studio by the lovely Miss Courtney Stewart.
What's up, y'all?
Miss Shar Jossell.
Hey, everybody, and Happy New Year.
With her wildly uniformed hair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Unintentional, of course.
Got tousled curls, tousled waves.
Babe.
Sexiness.
Okay, everyone, make sure you guys head on over to Twitter because someone's celebrated a special day this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Miss Shar celebrated a birthday.
Yes, and it was fantastic. Thank you for being a part of it. I really did have a great day, guys. All my pictures are all over, my social media. So holla at my Instagram if you want to see the things that I did.
Hey.
28 now.
I got some
Boom.
research to do. What was y'all doing
Guess
while
what
I was
we
laid
was
up
on,
sick,
yeah.
drinking tea and echinacea and everything else?
Well, I can tell you when we're done with the show.
Right, we was doing what caused me to be that the next day. All right, let's talk about it. Kind of a fluffer episode.
Fluffer.
But we got some tea. We got a little bit
What
of
number
tea.
episode are we on? Is it 10?
I have no clue.
It feels like forever.
It's episode 9.
Oh,
Episode 9.
Okay.
Boy, you sitting here worried about the episode. You need to be worried about pulling that damn chat up like I done told you. Love you. All right, let's talk about it. So Porsha is in LA.
Yes, she is.
Getting ready for the Emmys.
Oh my God.
I thought this was cute of her. I liked seeing it, the excitement. She was really
She was very
excited.
excited.
On
Very,
that carpet.
very
She's
excited.
wearing Oscar de la Renta from what
Yes.
she said. Look
Cute dress.
beautiful.
Nice. She looked beautiful.
I was a little nervous at first when she first had that ponytail and was asking Lauren what
Yes,
she thought
girl.
about it. I was a little nervous, but
No
Pulled up to
ponytails
the
on the red
braid.
carpet?
No, I love a ponytail.
it was just
Not
I
that
didn't like it
ponytail.
on her. It was too I Dream of Jeannie-ish.
Fair enough.
It wasn't done
Mean
well.
cheerleader. Yeah, it wasn't.
And it
wasn't.
didn't work with like the soft etherealness of the gown.
Yeah.
It was kind of, it was.
Well, I was scared with the first dress that I saw pulled out of the bag.
I wasn't. I was like, what the hell?
The
What?
first dress, that black one.
Yes, the black with the. I thought I was the only one. I was looking at that like, who is your stylist, girl? Where are we going with this? And I was trying to remember if I had seen any red carpet pictures of her, and but then I felt better. Yeah,
Yeah, so it was cute.
it worked out.
We find out that her sister is thinking about taking, well, not thinking, but she wants to take a
Her
maternity
sister
leave.
is tired of working for her.
Yes.
I don't blame her.
She's over it.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't care. We had the Emmys. I'm staying in my robe.
And that caused this kind of wannabe argument between the two of them. And Porsha gonna sit there and say, how do we even get into this conversation on Emmy Day? Bitch, you brought it up.
Yes. And then she's asking her like, so have you figured out who's gonna replace you, or like who's gonna help,
Right.
or what? No, boo, you're the employer.
Right.
You find your own new employee.
Kind of like I'm being an unintentional drama queen, but
Yes.
this calls for this is necessary for it.
It was Oscar de la Renta.
Yeah,
Isn't
that
that
was
what
the
you
dress.
said?
That was the
That's what
dress
you
that she
said.
wore. Yeah, you said
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
Did you say something different? I
Wait,
thought you
is that
said
what
it
his
right.
name is?
It's Oscar de la Renta.
He just passed
Oh,
last
but
year.
in my shady head, the way they wrote it, Renta, I was just on something.
Oh,
Got
no,
it.
his name's Oscar
All
de
this
la
tea. I
Renta.
think I'm catching your call.
Yeah.
But yeah, she
I'm
interviewed
sorry.
that one actor guy. I don't know his name.
I
on the
wrote
red
it down.
carpet, but I thought that was Big Boy from Outkast at first.
Michael Williams?
Oh yeah, Michael K. Williams.
He came over
he
and
gave her a
hugged her?
hug.
Yeah. I thought that was Big Boy at first glance, and she interviewed the people from Modern Family
And Orange is the New
Luke
Black.
and Manny.
She got
And
Lorraine
Samara
Toussaint.
Wiley from
And then,
Orange is
yeah.
the New Black. Yeah.
And, I
And then
forgot
who was
the
the little
other
Hispanic girl? What was she from? I can't remember what she was from.
I don't remember.
Natalia or something
I
like
actually kind of didn't pay attention.
that. But either or, it was cute. Shout out to Porsha for that. All right. Kenya and her father had a couple scenes tonight. I was watching it, and I'm trying to just picture what's going on in Kenya's dad's head. Part of me feels like he looks at Kenya like she's bougie, and that bothers him.
What's in this water?
Yeah, like just and everything she's saying is just and it seems like he's just trying to get his little girl back, like with this little Texan girl without the makeup and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Did you guys get that from him at all, or what did you take from his father?
Dad, well, for one, these scenes irritated me a lot. For fickle reasons. For one, I thought that Kenya's father needed subtitles. I didn't understand what he was saying a majority of the time. And then,
It's true, though. He sounded like Cow and Chicken from Cartoon Network.
No,
God, what you gonna do, man?
You know
what gonna blame? Yeah, Kenya.
You know who he sounded like to me?
Country man.
No. You know who he sounded like to me? Think back, okay? Waiting to Exhale.
You are not.
Oh, now listen. I know that I have crazy references. Waiting to Exhale. Robin, when Robin was dating Troy, and Troy showed up and he was drunk. And he was like, that's the problem with you black bitches. Don't nobody know how to treat ya. Like, that is the reference. And you know what? I'm glad that for the teaser for next week, we saw what was behind the glasses. Because I assumed wonky eyes.
Yeah,
he
I
kept
did
the
too.
glasses on.
But then I was kind of like, maybe he didn't want to get like emotional, and he has anxiety with the camera. Like, I don't know.
I think he was just country and sweet and simple.
And
I do think he's
His
sweet.
daughter is like trying to be all of the Hollywoodness, and he's just trying to be supportive. But I would say that as I quite don't understand where they're going with this with Kenya, like why is she doing this? I will say at least it was interesting to me to see that she actually has a dad who wanted her and kept her, because all we've heard about really is how her mom like doesn't want her, and she was so neglected.
And it was just Aunt Lori.
And it was just Aunt Lori. But then to find out that she had this dad that was like there, but then he didn't speak to her for 5 years because she ran away from home. But you run away from home at 13, and like, how do you just not?
But
like,
that was news
How
to
do
me.
you run away
there's
from home
some
at 13?
back
then
to
that
Detroit,
distance.
and that distance, and like, how do you just not speak for 5 years or whatever it is? There seems like there's some other.
I had no
mess
idea
going
that she
on
was a
in there.
native Texan.
She's
I just
not.
assumed.
I thought she's a native Detroit person, and that's why she left Texas. Is because her dad
Yeah.
moved to try to have a
Okay,
better
got
life.
you.
And he was trying to provide a better life, and it was cheaper, whatever. He had a better job, and she left because it wasn't good enough.
Well,
Crazy.
How do you get to do that in a black
those
family?
scenes were kind of
At
fluff
13?
to me.
Girl, in any family at 13, how you doing? All that.
Well, some of them could be like, I'm calling my mom, and I'm going back. So
Well, that's
I
what I'm
could see
wondering.
that
Like, I'm wondering
happening.
if that's what it was.
But
Like, the
mom
mom.
wasn't in her life, supposedly.
Right.
All-
Maybe she
mom
called
has
Aunt
denied
Aunt
her
Lori
as a
helped
child,
her.
maybe.
I don't
she
see
called
Aunt
her
Lori
mom.
being the type of person, unless maybe that's why she's so over. Like, everyone get together because she felt like she
Maybe
did
that was the ridge. Like, Aunt Lori helped her and like let her stay with her, and the dad like just don't even want to deal with Aunt Lori no more, and there's all kind of drama there.
Patty mayonnaise. What's going on with that?
I don't know.
All right. Then the dad says, that Kenya's out there looking for a husband, and maybe she should keep a scorecard like men do.
But he kind of made her seem desperate, even though like we already think she's desperate. He went into a little information about, well, what about this dude, and you didn't want that dude, and I like this guy, and you still trying to find somebody, and you need.
I want to know
husband.
who the agent was. He was probably a really nice guy. Kenya looked like the type of person when a nice guy actually really wants her, she ain't here for it.
Well, she did say that she thinks that some of her daddy issues trickle into
Yep.
her. And that's with
sense.
so many people.
Yeah.
But
So many people.
And her dad seems like
at
a really
45 or however old you are, you should
Maybe you need to
get
call
those
Auntie
things
Yama.
worked out. You need to be in therapy. Like, you should have been in therapy like 10 years ago.
Fair enough.
You know what part you missed though, Jesse?
What?
You missed the show opener, which is important to the rest of the show.
What was in it?
When Shamea visited Kandi at the Candy Factory.
Oh no, I got that. We gonna get there.
He
Okay.
just coupled it.
We gonna
Okay,
get there.
'cause you know, 'cause you didn't- you
didn't go
we're gonna do like the
chronological.
fluff stuff.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Then we're gonna
we
dive
get the
into
crap out of the way
We're gonna
before
dive into the meat.
we dig in.
Got it.
We see Kenya and her dad. They're talking. Well, they're going for a walk, and
And her dad thinks it's
I
too
love
hot.
trees.
He liked
Look at the leaf right here.
Well, because
Jesse, please. Jesus.
sometimes There are those that just like don't get it and don't pay attention. They just in their own world, and he seemed like that he just doing his thing. He liked to look at trees.
But it's too hot for him.
It is hot. It's Georgia. It's the summertime. Like maybe he's a little toasty. He don't get out much for exercise.
Did you guys
walks.
take the tears from him? Like that was the tears from both of them, because he came out and said that he felt like her running away made him feel like he failed.
I bought that.
I bought that too, but then it makes me feel like, why wouldn't you go after your 12-year-old daughter? But I also wonder, is there something a little...
I'm sure there's more to unpack that we're not seeing with reality TV.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see it next week when the damn family bus pulls up to the mom's
But then that makes me wonder how honest all of this really is, because when you talk about your mother has denied your basic existence from birth, and then we find out your dad loved you, cared about you, wanted you, tried to take you and start a better life, and you ran away, and somehow somebody in the family made it okay for you to run away from your home with your daddy. They obviously got something against the daddy or something going on with the daddy. I don't think we're gonna get an honest what really going on.
We're just filling airtime.
They're just and that makes it like just dramatic in what she's willing to share, which is her option. Obviously, it's her life, but what she's willing to kind of make the story look like, not what really went down.
Speaking of what really went down, seemed to be the question tonight's episode.
Nothing went down. What are you talking about?
Well, according to who? Because
according to everybody except
Shamea.
Juan. Sorry.
Shamea done showed up at Kandi Co. tonight.
Shamea don't want to lose her connection.
And okay. So she showed up, and that's where, Kandi's like, I'm close with her, not as much as Dawn and Carmen. And she sits down and she said, well, look, I just want to talk about what happened. Mm-hmm. And so now we got to break this down, because
I have exact quotes jotted down in my
Do you feel at this moment with Shamea coming the next day, Kandi is already well aware? Because it was interesting to me when Dawn turned and said, "Oh, okay, I'll stay for this."
And she was like, "Why are you looking at her like that?" And he was like, I'm just listening.
For the record, I want to say that I don't know Don personally, obviously, but he did comment on my Instagram. Did you guys see that last week? He commented 2 emojis, but under our video, because I always plug it. But what I will say is he seems very, very, very immature, and it's a turn off. And when Shamea came in to discuss it, I did like how she had to check him when he was really ragging on Porsha. And she said, hey, I'm here to talk constructively. I'm not about to have you talking down to my friends, which is essentially what Don Juan thought happened last week. And so he gave himself the green light to check it. So if it was good for the goose, it's good for the gander. You can't say don't talk about Kandi, this, that, and they weren't even dragging Kandi. Remember I said that last week? It wasn't salty language and reads and stuff. Right. But everything that he says about Porsha is totally out of line. That he was saying in the Kandi Factory was totally out of line.
Well, his anger seemed to get more so about Porsha, and it was more so at the party, and then it became these like little reads of like, maybe she on the Underground Railroad, or maybe she don't even know what the word gossiping means or stands for. And I'm just like, well, you clearly know, because you are gossiping throughout the whole damn episode. And I'm not here to say who right or wrong about gossiping, because y'all gossip. Everyone gossips. This whole show is about gossiping. This show would literally be nothing if you didn't have Kandi being the plug for the gossip. So that's what confuses me with Kandi being upset with the gossip.
He did quote, I do have this in quotes, he did note while they were in the office that he came in on the tail end of what they were saying. So he did acknowledge that he did not, because remember last week we had this discussion about how editing might have went. But he acknowledged in Kandi's blue office with pink latex chairs that he came in at the end of their conversation, which does not justify his
I will say though that, because I'm just going to be the voice of the other side, when he made that comment, he was, from my perception, specifically referring to the comment that she said in terms of I came in that's when I walked in at the end of that comment.
At the end of Porsha's comment.
I don't know that means he was there at the end of the conversation. That doesn't mean he wasn't standing there listening to the conversation.
Give you that. Words
but that's
mean
when
things.
He went into the situation. Do I think Don Juan's crazy? Absolutely. I'm no fool. He's out of control, loud, being excessively energetic about some stuff that ain't that serious. What I will say,
it's like, damn, does he want a peach?
He wants a peach. He wants to keep his job. He needs an extra check. he needs a lot of things.
This show just needs to be called The Real Women of Atlanta, because it ain't about no damn housewives.
It's not about housewives. But I will give him this. I do think that a lot of the hostility, even though it's being pointed at Porsha, I think Portia's the easy target. But I do think that it's just like when Nene and Cynthia had their crap going on, there was actual friendship involved. And to see it go down the way that it went is angering for him in a way that we probably aren't receiving, because it's on the petty level on TV. But I think just like when Nene and for having their crap, we're like, there were actual real friends that are supposed to stand for each other, and to see Nene go to Porsha about some ish about Cynthia is upsetting, just like it's upsetting that Phaedra is going to Porsha about, and I think Portia's in the middle of it, and that's why she's getting targeted. I don't think it's okay, but I do think the anger is actually coming from the larger idea that Phaedra is shady as hell.
We aren't on Phaedra, because I gotta say, I love Miss Phaedra, but tonight Miss Phaedra took her mask off for me.
But you know what I'd also like to note really quickly, because I see CC Freak wrote in and said, I see why Mama Joyce don't fuck with Carmen. But was it just me? Okay, listen. Every time Carmen spoke this episode, with the exception of at Cynthia's launch, but when they were outside, when she was outside talking to Porsha and in the office, if you close your eyes, you ironically hear Mama Joyce. They talk alike.
I wasn't even there. I was just
rewatch it.
Everything Carmen was saying was irritating. She came in and said,
I just feel like same influxes. Like it's something about their speech.
I just
they
look
talk
at her
alike.
new wig and wonder if it's Candy's old extensions.
It looks heavy, but I'm not mad at it. It looks heavy, though.
Carmen says, well, I just feel Porsha and Shamea shouldn't have been involved in that conversation.
Irony cam.
Well, right. Because my thing is you guys act like last week y'all wasn't talking about all the tea that happened at the event, that y'all wasn't talking about all the drama. Now, look, I understand that they were talking about it at the event. But then Carmen keeps making it sound like, well, you guys were talking about it in front of everyone. They specifically said, let's go outside, away from everybody, and talk about it.
And talk shit.
I mean,
they definitely said that. But my thing is, I still think it comes from, my perception of it is just that they're saying you're in front of, that Phaedra should not have been bringing that up in front of either of them or at the party. Because she should have been talking to Kandi. And that's what I think their energy is coming from.
But to me, that's what Kandi should be having that discussion with Phaedra
she's trying
and
to get
Porsha.
There. But we also know Kandi is not. She gonna try to get there, but she gonna fail. I'm not giving an excuse. I'm simply saying we have seen that Kandi doesn't do confrontation and direct. She tries to do her directness, and she thinks she's being upfront because, as herself, she thinks she's being upfront and whatever. But in terms of confronting somebody else that has a problem with her or has a problem with somebody else, just like with her mama and Todd, she don't want to deal with the energy that's going to be.
Don't talk about it.
Exactly.
Don't talk about it.
Don't involve all these. But why are you involving all these other people? She didn't involve
them. They involved themselves. Don Juan involved himself. Carmen involved herself when she walked out.
Carmen can't call other people out for being involved. If she's sitting in the office of the Candy Factory with Don Juan talking about it again, let Kandi have her own whatever. You do your job. I get that we're friends, but to me, this is a misrepresentation. You're doing yourself and my brand and me a disservice by all the overlapping. You do your job, Carmen, and Don Juan.
They need their camera time.
They don't need their camera time.
The only way for them to get a spin-off. That's the only reason I can see. But that's the only reason I can see that they're stepping up like that.
Candy's had 2 spin-offs.
Well, girl, she posted on her Instagram one of the,
she's getting
what did she say? The high-rated television shows that Todd has produced.
I wasn't here for either of them. I watched the first episode of the ski trip.
I did watch the ski trip.
What was it?
Oh my God, was that the one I had to do
the Candy Factory?
No, you watched the wedding.
Oh, what's the one we had to do here?
Didn't you do the wedding?
Oh yeah.
I refused, but I did watch it. But whatever.
All right.
Whatever.
Let's just dig into this.
That was way too much.
Let's dig into this piece of pie right here, because I don't want to have to put her to rest, but I'm gonna have to tonight. Miss Phaedra Parks.
Shady Faye.
I'm gonna start with something positive, girl. I like the outfit with the hair.
Did you?
I did. I wasn't mad at it.
I liked her water looked very refreshing. I'll give her that.
The water in her.
She had
she had. Are you talking about the meeting that she had with Todd?
Todd, yeah.
She had a glass. It was a very festive glass with a lemon wedge and a straw.
Well, I was here.
And it looked very refreshing.
Now, here's my thing. When you apologize to somebody or when you try to fix a situation, you have to own up to the things that you've done.
Accountability is key.
And so then also you have to go into it saying, okay, the past is the past. I'm here with this person. We're going to move forward. So what bothers me and what kind of makes me feel like Phaedra's a little hard for me in any way to come for, talk about this check, because here you are sounding real salty. Ooh, poor Todd. He must be scrounging up the pillows on the couch.
Yeah, she
his
had a
LA
lot of
TV
digs.
projects are dried
A
up.
lot of digs.
Where's his weekly candy allowance? That sounds like something salty, and it don't really help with me thinking like,
you're innocent.
yeah.
Or there was a mistake. But what I really liked about that scene is that I like that not only did Todd bring the receipts as
his backpack,
as the dearly departed Whitney Elizabeth Houston made so
receipts.
famous.
Show me some receipts.
Not only did he present the receipts, but they were in a binder and they were laminated
He knows
to prevent water
his
damage.
His production notebook was on point.
To keep his going. But what I didn't like is we didn't see no bounce check. And what bothers me is that we keep hearing canceled check. We keep hearing Kandi vocally telling these outsiders about these canceled checks.
That should be noted. Repeat that. Vocally telling these what?
Outsiders.
Okay.
About these canceled checks. I was excited last week. I was like, oh shit, Todd gonna bring the canceled checks. I thought he was gonna come in with voids and cancel and all this. So, but he basically opened the thing and he said these are the two that went through, because that totaled up to be about 7,000. And he said I never received that. So what bothers me is that we're using, editing wise, is that we're using the word canceled checks because they weren't canceled, they just weren't given to you. So to me that's like y'all making that a little into something else. But Miss Phaedra Parks, I can't with the I'm a single mother and my husband went away and you know
what I really liked about that though?
What?
I wish that in real life with Conversations we had flashbacks.
The editors
I need the Real Housewives.
She was like, I never even saw the video.
Bravo editors.
Oh, that's nice.
That's real good.
I need God to work out something in the human evolution.
It's coming with
where
holograms
the
and
receipts
stuff.
can just be. Even when she said money wasn't an issue and it was Dylan Sippency for $10,000.
Yeah, the 10,000.
And all of these Phaedra shenanigans, if you will, it literally refuted and rebutted everything that she was saying.
Money
in the
ain't an
meeting.
issue.
Right.
If money could keep me warm at night, I'd be doing fine.
Right, or whatever little line she said.
No.
So.
But and that all I could have accepted that because you've had a very dramatic year and a half. You had a baby. Your husband went to jail. The feds are, I'm sure, combing through all of your finances like insanity.
Your mom's a pastor.
Had you
just reputation, I should say.
For real.
Her mom is a pastor. I heard that her mom was a very noted pastor too.
Well, that's not a surprise. Yeah. But has she just said straight up, I really can't deal with this right now. I'm sure there's amount, we'll figure out the amounts later, whatever, but to pretend it is not owed and he's just some little penny pincher that is coming after her and she gave him $30,000, you sound like an asshole.
And someone tagged Jesse and I really hate that I don't have your Instagram name. I don't even have it pulled up, but Kandi ended up writing a think piece, if you will, a short essay on her Instagram, and she basically said that Todd produced, his production company produced 3 of the most top-rated shows for 2015. I think I want to say.
Shout out to Chancey and Mrs. Shante 85. So she came out and said, in 2015, my husband had 3 shows that he was executive producer on to air on 3 different networks. People lie, but credits don't. Check the credits. We're trying to move past this petty BS about this workout DVD, but it's always tough to watch the drama play out. I just want to make things clear for my people who are watching this episode. My husband is great at what he does, and he's been successful at it. People always talk shit on this show, but I hate when they try to discredit him with lies. Let me clear it up for something for y'all. Todd and Phaedra talked years ago when she was pregnant with Dylan about helping with the DVD. He was doing it as a friend because he said they could do it cheaper than the company. She approved the budget. She paid for the first 2 payments, so that's why, again, with the canceled check, it's just she said she paid the 2 payments but never paid the 3rd for whatever reason. This was before Apollo went to jail. Todd sent the final invoice, but there was just excuses and no payment. I told him not to worry about it and give her time. Now years have passed, and here we are.
It's 2016. What are the 3 shows that she has listed?
I'm trying to find
her
Sweet 16 with Reginae Carter, Hollywood Divas, and Candy Skeeter.
Got you.
Hollywood Divas was the top rated.
Todd did that.
I mean, I
know he did it.
Or was
I
a
didn't
part
know
of it. I
heard it did good. Here's my thing. You know,
I believe that Todd is fiscally has his coin.
Fine.
He don't have
he
candy
doesn't have
money.
Candy money, and that's
Nobody
why people
has
shade
candy
him.
money, but he is doing.
He's been working and doing just
Yes.
fine for quite some time.
Yes, I firmly believe that.
I totally believe that. My thing is just, you know, I've been there before, Kandi, and I get it. You know what I mean? Having that friend who ain't gonna pay you their money back, but then they out here with
Buy new titties
By the way, why did they keep? I didn't. Now listen, I have my speculations, but I didn't even realize that Kenya had said that at the last reunion. And then when Common
Yes, honey.
brought it up, I'm like, oh,
Yes, honey. Except Andy Cohen still thinks that they're not new.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was on Watch What Happens Live. Like, I don't think that. No, I'm pretty sure they're not. I'm like, are we looking at the same person? Because she definitely got new titties.
Interesting.
well. I know how
They
that
look
can
great.
be, but it sounds like there's a huge miscommunication. Phaedra's like, I will decide when my DVD is done. And it sounds like that's where the miscommunication is. Like, okay, it's done. Like, the agreement was, it is finished. It is complete. I need your picture and your last payment. Whether it is released or not, our agreement is now that it is done, I need the
I need
payment.
my check.
And Phaedra is thinking, or I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just bullshitting. I will
has
say that because
convinced
she's an
herself that that's true.
entertainment
She has
attorney.
Yeah, she know full well what's going on.
Her thing is, okay, when it's ready for release,
Right.
you'll get your money.
Or when I get my distribution deal and I
Right,
have some money to
right.
pay you, I will pay you.
Right.
But that's not what we agreed to.
So,
Well, all right. So then we get to another situation where we see Peter, Cynthia, Kandi, and Todd sitting down.
Oh, that's right. They were.
I like the whole booty do name.
yeah, that's an old comic view thing.
Really?
cute.
Yeah.
Belly stick. Oh,
Your-
no.
your
Butterface.
Yeah, and there's booty do and butterface.
Booty do and Butterface.
There's people who aren't pregnant who have booty do.
I always wonder how that really, like, how the upper chest stick out like that. Like,
The
even when
stomach, the gut.
but not even about guts. Because even when I go to the gym, sometimes you be seeing these muscular men, and you be like, "Why your abs out like that?"
Well, they're working that way instead of this way.
Who knows? Who knows what's in God's plan for us, honey? Some of us just built,
As long as you
like a
have
bag of
them.
laundry.
All right.
turtle.
So Peter says, "Oh, I really was like last week. I thought I was gonna watch this episode and think so differently. I really
So
felt
differently about what?
like I just felt like Kandi was about to just fucking peel off the fucking wrapper from everything.
She ain't that kind of friend.
And instead, it just came. I don't know, but I didn't really like the way Kandi handled the situation.
The issue with
Or
my
it could have
issue
been
with
editing.
Kandi, my issue with Kandi this episode, and I love you, sis. Your little
Twin.
sis in LA. My issue with Kandi is I felt like she was condemning Porsha and Phaedra for the very thing that she ended up doing, which was including outside people and bumping her gums. The same thing she said in the confessional and writing essays and being over is the exact same thing that she's doing. Like, they're all doing the same thing, but she's above reproach, I guess. She can't look in the mirror.
That is how I look at it, because it's just like
you're including people.
this whole episode was Kandi telling every single other person that didn't know about it exact numbers. Like, why are you telling Kandi or Cynthia? Well, in this one, here she's telling Cynthia an exact price. Like,
exactly.
and I mean, I get it because it's the show, but it's like, don't get
the show,
mad.
and it's also once. Okay, if somebody is out there saying, "Okay, I done gave him $30,000," and you've been going all these. Now it's what, 3 years? 3 years just being like the quiet chick, like, she'll get to it when she get to it. That's my friend. We not coming like you. Like, everybody's like, why Todd didn't say nothing himself? And blah, blah, because Candy's probably like, that's my friend. Let her get her shit together. Da, da, da.
Right.
And now on national TV, you gonna tell everybody else all this other stuff. Okay, fine. Hell yeah, I'm gonna come out at some point and be like, look, we made a deal for $60,000, and this heifer talking about she gave us $30,000, she gave us 10.
My thing is,
so
where's
I don't
the
think
document?
she's doing anything. I don't think it's the same thing.
You can't let your friendships cloud your business. My thing is,
Well,
where
that happens. Like,
but I'm saying,
Because people
where
take advantage.
Where is the document? It's one thing for me to sit across the table from you and say the document. Like, it seems like there should be some sort of legal document that gels this together. That
was
can
the
be
contract
honored.
that he showed her.
No, I mean, look, I think Phaedra's completely lying, and she knows she should have paid that up front. She didn't. She figured, whatever, I'm going through shit, and that it's her. I think she knows she's at fault because the way she was coming at Todd, the way she was, are we done? Are we done? Are we
You giving me
done?
the evil eye.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Phaedra's
Phaedra's
100%
full of
wrong.
shit.
But
She's
at the
full of
same
shit.
time, I just look at it like, if you're upset with somebody over something and you want to pretend like you're above it, I don't know, like, Phaedra was talking to Porsha as her and Todd just made the situation. It was messy and it was shady, but don't fight that back with shade and messiness if you really care about the friendship.
That's what
because
I'm saying.
I don't know, it really.
And if you didn't care,
it really
you wouldn't
took me
talk
when
about
when
it.
Peter said, and it could have been the editing, Courtney, but she said. Peter said, "Oh, I loved the video. It was amazing. It was, just so new age." And Kandi gonna say, "Oh yeah." She was like, "Thank you for the good review. I heard some other bad reviews." Porsha Phaedra went outside and they was talking.
Had nothing to do with the
which
video.
could have been editing 100%.
It could have been or it could have been, we have to talk about the Phaedra thing at this dinner. So like, I get that that's out of place.
Kandi
Don't get
was
me
waiting
wrong.
on her turkey ribs and her chicken pasta. The food hadn't even arrived.
But they're not going to sit there and talk about, let's talk about
Legit
what we're
shit,
ordering.
right.
Let's talk about how we're actually friends, because we're not. Like, okay, we're set up on this dinner so that the Phaedra thing comes up. Is it uncomfortable? Is it misplaced? Absolutely. But I still think that if you have been dealing with this all this time and being quiet about it, you're going to eventually come out, because at some point we all human, and you're going to be like, that's just not fucking true.
Shout out to Med's Jew. I agree with that. I think Kandi is done with Phaedra. You can't have an honest conversation with her, and that's just really what it
sad.
comes down is. I mean, after tonight,
Well,
it really just kind of
and
look at Phaedra like, girl, like.
Sometimes ships sail. Respect that. However, my thing with Kandi is you don't talk about things you don't care about. And this is in regards to Porsha. Okay. Now, at Cynthia, this isn't to jump ahead, but at Cynthia's eyewear launch party, Kandi totally dismissed Porsha about them having a one-on-one conversation.
Okay, so hold on before we get
At the dinner, she's talking to Cynthia and Peter about how she helped Porsha with her music career with the Flatline single. She put Porsha in A Mother's Love, and how it really kind of hurts her because she feels like Porsha is being one-sided when it comes to the whole Phaedra thing. Now, my thing is, Kandi, if you don't care, if you can be so careless as to dismiss this girl to her face, then you don't need to be talking about it. And you don't talk about things you don't care
Well,
about.
I look at more.
You just don't.
I look at it more.
I
If you
don't.
feel
Do
some
you?
sort of way, and I just look at if you were hearing
I
all this
don't.
stuff from all these people, and you feel like Portia's doing that. Why haven't you pulled Porsha aside and
That's
said,
my
"Girl,
thing.
like."
But
Well,
you're telling,
she said the next time I see her, we'll have a conversation.
But they
the
did.
next time they saw each other,
They
they were
did
trying
not.
because everybody when you hear somebody say something about, and this person saying this and this person is saying that, so we can all pretend like, oh, it's messy to have Don Juan, who was there, come over there. But if you pregnant, you hearing shit from here, shit from here, shit from here. In my opinion, I like it when I can be like, you heard this, get your ass over here, get your ass over here, and let's talk.
And you know
but
what,
when Porsha's
Courtney?
like, no, I just want to talk to you by yourself. I'm pregnant. You get animated every single time you get confronted. It's been proven in the past. You and Cynthia just kicked each other in the stomach a day ago. I'm pregnant. Hell yeah, I should be
you know
allowed to
what,
have a
Courtney?
person that was there talk about it. Because he can be like, oh no, you said this, but no, I said that. Okay, I need to know what everybody said, what everybody saw, and then we can be done with
And guess
this.
what, Courtney? In that same regard, when Don Juan ran and told Kandi what happened, she should have cut him off right there. I don't need to hear the story if
You
Portia's
didn't
not
see
present.
Don Juan tell her what happened.
But he did. It
you
was
didn't-
obvious in the meeting.
But what I'm saying is you did not see him do it, so you don't know what that conversation was like. You don't know if she cut him off. You don't know what happened in that conversation.
I don't think
'cause
she
you weren't
did.
there.
I don't think she cut him off.
We can assume anything.
I'm
but
going to
we
say,
didn't see it.
I'm going to say why. Can I say why?
I'm sure, because she knows
I don't
that
think
something
that she
was said.
I don't think that she cut Don Juan off when he ran back to her to tell her what happened because of the way she was acting towards Porsha. When Porsha even walked into the event and greeted Kandi, Kandi was dry to Porsha. Kandi was throwing shade at Porsha the entire episode. So when Don Juan ran to her that night and was like, girl, this is what happened, whoop, 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 whoop. She sat there and internalized all of that and ran with it versus being like, you know what, but all I'm saying is if you're going to give that to Don Juan one-on-one, then you should give that to Porsha one-on-one.
I think you give more credence to the relationship between her and Porsha than you should, because I don't buy the level of their relationship is equal to that of her
But
relationship
wasn't
with
that
Don
what
Juan.
was bothering Kandi though? She was making it seem like Porsha was.
But that doesn't, just because you think that that person was close enough to you not to shade you doesn't mean she's your best friend or your Don Juan
That
level
is
of
true.
a friend. So I'm just saying, like, in terms of levels, like what you're willing to accept from one friend
That
may
is
not be
true.
the same because
That
you're
is
not
true.
friends on the same level. So if anything, it was like on a professional, like, we cool, I support you, I tried to do for you, like, I don't feel like you should be doing that without at least talking to me and taking my side of it. Doesn't mean that she's equal to who Don Juan is in Candy's life as a friend.
That is true.
I just look at the situation from the outside, and it's just like I feel like Porsha is the one getting executed here.
I agree.
And it's blown up over
team
what
Porsha in
Don
this.
Juan has done. And it's not
Totally
even
team
about being a
Porsha.
team Porsha, because to me it's just like, are we seeing what's happening? Like, Don, you're totally creating this thing, and I'm wondering what
out
the
of
tea is
nothing.
between Don and Porsha, because he has all these nasty
think
things
he's
to say
jealous
about
of her.
Porsha, about
think
the
he's
gossiping,
jealous
the
of her.
Catty and
underground,
unnecessary,
versus being
yeah.
messy
It's easy to
about
pick on
Phaedra.
It's easy to pick on Porsha,
Because
so
it was
I think
true.
that's where it comes from.
When
My
Kandi
thing
said that
is-
Phaedra wasn't talking when Don came.
Because she shut up because she knows she already said some bullshit.
But she
And
was
she
not
let
saying
Porsha-
bullshit.
She
Well,
sang bullshit.
she was saying bullshit. I don't
From
think.
what we
I don't
saw,
think Porsha was saying
Porsha was-
bullshit.
I'm not talking about
Oh, I thought
Porsha
you
saying
said
bullshit. I'm talking
Porsha.
about Phaedra.
No, Porsha didn't know. To Porsha, Phaedra's telling you, I paid $30,000. Porsha saying, oh, so
my
the
God,
penny
that's
trifling
horrible.
husband.
Yes.
So I mean, Porsha just saying whatever helium being blown in her fucking ear.
I mean,
That's just the way. I don't know. That's just the way that I don't know. We're
I
all
think
different.
No, but I get what you're
Porsha
saying.
We're all
puts herself
different.
in the middle, because if she's in some kind of relationship with Phaedra and Kandi, and Kandi feels like she ain't listening to nothing Kandi got to say, because she ain't even asked Kandi what Kandi thought, but she running off her mouth talking about how crappy her husband is. Like, maybe Porsha should have came to Kandi like, hey girl, I know y'all going through it, ain't really none of my business.
is true.
But she's saying this.
And telling Phaedra didn't show
But
up.
Porsha asked a question.
I mean,
She asked a question. In fairness, that
Yeah.
wasn't a comment. She said,
but
so,
this ain't the first
so
time
y'all-
Porsha been in the middle of shit.
But she said, so y'all friendship being broken up because of that was a
But how
question.
did she say it, Shar?
Was it not a question? Was it not a question?
It was more of a.
it not
it was
a
an
question?
insinuation more than
It wasn't really a
just
question. She said she really did say, not the cheap husband gonna.
Exactly. It
First
was
of
an
all, she did
insinuation.
not say that.
Are you sure?
She did not.
Look at
She
that
didn't
scene
say
again.
cheap, but she did say
Look
not
at
that scene
the.
again.
She said the husband, to the extent she questioned and said, so what led to the demise of you all's friendship was money and Kandi's husband.
If she had said it like
She
that,
did not
it would have been a
call,
question.
but she did not call Todd names. She did not use bad negative adjectives.
She made it seem like
towards
he was a little
Todd.
bit of a penny pincher.
No,
She
I don't think
did.
so. I don't think. Well, we're different people and we receive different things from that scene. I'm Team Porsha because Porsha was not talking salty about Todd, and Don Juan and the candy coated gang was totally out of line at Cynthia's event for how they behaved.
Definitely,
Yet again.
definitely, 100%
Yet
agree that
again.
the gang was.
I think
at
Carmen
a
didn't
party
need to be there.
At a party though, that's not where you have a group session. I'm sorry, and Kandi knows this.
Well,
and
you don't have a one-on-one either about a serious topic because you're at an event to buy
Well,
glasses.
especially with
in
Porsha, because you might
fairness,
get
it
kicked.
wasn't
I'm just
she
kidding.
gets
Fairness, it wasn't that serious, and Porsha
it
just
really wasn't,
Kandi agreed.
but-
She said, "Can we just slide over to this corner and talk? Here come the cameras. We're going to talk about it." Don Juan took it upon himself to go. Kandi didn't invite Don Juan.
Actually,
That should
Don
be
Juan
noted.
took the push from Miss.
No. Skip that, Jesse.
Kenya was
It
like,
should be
"Oh,
noted.
well, go
you should absolutely.
It should be noted
should
that
be
Kandi
there.
did not invite Don Juan to that conversation.
True.
But she also did not ask him to leave once he
Yep.
was there because she's standing there
But
saying,
it's
you know
telling
what?
that
He
she
was
didn't invite
there.
him. It's telling that she did not invite him.
I think it's more telling that she didn't say, go Dawn, I'm good. Because she said,
agree
y'all
with that.
both were there? Okay, let's hear it.
It's just like I feel you, Shar, because I just don't think any of them should have been involved. And Carmen
But then we
Sandiego,
wouldn't have a show.
that's true. And Carmen Sandiego, the fact that you
Carmen
had
should not-
felt like you should have placed yourself
Carmen
outside
wasn't there.
after the conversations ended. No one knows you, girl.
And that is why I would have acted just like Porsha and been like, girl, why are we talking about, girl, bye. And strutted with my 32 inches and my cute gray dress back to my Range Rover and left. Because
And she was
again,
walking real
here
far
comes
down that road,
Candy's
though.
help.
And-
Here comes Candy's paid help jumping in. I'm not here to talk to you, Carmen. I'm not here to talk to you, Don. I am here to talk to Kandi Burruss. That is it. If Kandi don't want to have a conversation, then Porsha removed herself. Kandi doesn't want to I'm gone. I came, I said hey to Cynthia. I took photos for her blog. I got the shades in. I happened to see Kandi, wanted to talk to Kandi. Kandi don't want to talk to me. I'm over it. I came and did what the hell I need to do, and now I'm leaving.
She did.
Oh, and now here comes my
Cynthia,
homegirl
can I get some
Shamea
shades?
coming outside talking. Okay, I can talk to Shamea's a homie.
But Shamea's
And now here
also
comes-
the
Shamea was trying to get her to stay, but Shamea was standing right next to Porsha too when they all walked over to the other side.
yeah,
So-
but once
and
they
Shamea
seen
had
the
been
other two,
there.
Shamea needed to step up. for
Well,
that.
either way, she was still there, but she was also a part of the conversation outside. So I think that's a fair leveling sort of like,
But
Because
okay.
Phaedra was there.
Shamea
People's
is
perception-
Portia's friend. Carmen is not.
I'm talking about when they were inside and Don Juan came up. and because Shamea was standing off
it
right
balanced
next
it out
to
a
her.
little bit.
Gotcha.
So Porsche and
But
Shamea
Don
were there,
and Carmen
Don
came.
and nobody thinks Carmen should be there, but Carmen needs a check.
Like
So
Carmen can be talking, but nobody's really like.
We haven't remembered why
She
Carmen
needs to
is
be
there
there.
since Mama Joyce tried to throw her shoe at her.
I just don't agree with the way that Kandi behaved.
Well,
to
wait,
this
because there were
episode.
some other things
And we
that
can
came out
disagree,
of
that's
this.
fine, that's
because
what the
did
show is about,
What was the
but-
Kandi situation where Kandi was like, "No, Porsche." So then I guess actually we should just go into that when Kandi and Porsche meet up at the end.
I need a snack.
But before we actually do that,
I feel like I've kind of worked
like
up
hungry.
a sweat.
This is a
can I
workout.
just note this? Y'all jumped into the meet, and I just wanted to note this one cute thing we have to mention because Kim also is on the show.
She did show up in her
And she
patterned
uses bedroom
pants.
candy. She said, "You got some good products,
She
girl."
was very excited
TMI.
about it.
And she took some fabulous photos.
She
I like that
did.
she did the
And
director's
then
hat.
Cynthia, did you really ask them both to direct
Girl.
and produce your
And then did you really
commercial?
ask
I don't
who
know
the
who's
better?
the better. That's why
'Cause she's
Kim's response was
so-
perfect.
She was very
Diplomat.
diplomatic, and because in that moment
perfect.
I would have been like,
It was perfect.
It was real
You know,
good.
in that moment, honestly, I don't know, because I'm a diplomatic person to an extent, but
But
in
it's
that
still gonna be on
moment,
your
if she would have
face.
proposed that to me and I would have been Kim, I would have said, "You know what, Kenya, you take it. You take it."
I don't think I
I'm
would have said
good.
nothing. I just would have looked at her like,
No,
"Bitch, you
I'm good.
That's when it replied to the
I'm
email
good.
when it came.
I'm good. Go ahead, Kenya, you take it.
I would be like, what?
Candy's mad. She says, "Don't expect extra push from me," and we get to this meeting between Porsche and Kandi.
Which
Which,
they
by
both
the way,
look
was-
very good at.
They did in the white, but I was so lamed out by this. I was like, really?
Well,
That's
it
what
was
we-
just
that's
like,
the climax.
thank you,
Are we
because
done? What?
Kandi gonna sit there and
I don't-
say, "Look, I don't have a problem with Dawn coming over because we all knew what you wanted to talk about, and it seems whenever we do the alone thing, people always backpedal. Well, you got to talk to Dawn alone, so I
That's
want to
my
have a
big
conversation with
hoorah
you
about this
without
whole
someone
thing.
rah-rahing in it. So have a conversation with me, then we can go out to Denny's after the fucking party, and we can all fucking have." I understand the editing and the show, but if
Anybody
this
got
was
time for that?
if
I'm
this was
pregnant.
real life,
I just want to eat.
And see, I think that's what.
Like, let's get this over with. Like, I ain't gonna talk to you separate and then we gonna have a group meeting. Like, no, get over here like some grown folks. Have a conversation about what the hell
Thank
was
you,
said and be
CC
done.
Freak. We gotta
tired.
call Kandi on her bullshit in
I'm
this
hungry.
episode. I like her just as much as the rest
I'm
of you.
hungry.
But Kandi, no. This
hungry.
episode, no, sis. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
too
and then the
long.
other one that made no sense that Kandi said was, yeah, and y'all don't even know that there was a blogger that was listening to y'all the whole time you were gossiping. I definitely believe if there was a blogger around, it was probably when Don was screaming and yelling, or Don probably talked to his friend who might be a blogger after that. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, come on. I don't know.
The story about
Just
Phaedra owing Todd is
holes
not
and-
new.
Yeah, like...
So it would have been nothing to run to my blog to report, other than someone who is an employee and a representation of Kandi Burruss acting a fool at Kandi Burruss's event. That would have been my headline. Because Phaedra owing Todd, that ain't news.
Porsche says that Phaedra needs her more, and that Kandi was
sorry.
like, "Bitch, you believe the bullshit," and she wanted him in
Phaedra's
jail.
an attorney. She can
and
persuade.
She's not sad that he left.
That was the big, she wanted
Phaedra
him to
know
be
how to
gone.
manipulate shit. She knew what she was
She
doing.
wanted him to be gone before he even went to jail,
And when
which
Kandi was
is
like,
believable.
She's an attorney. She manipulates things how she wants, but just don't do me like that. Well, meaning who else you
late.
been
And you
witnessing
can't
her?
fault Phaedra. I mean, you can't fault Porsche for thinking that Phaedra needs her more.
Well, and at the end,
Because from the
of it, though,
outside looking in,
but at the end
Kandi,
of it,
you have
Kandi-
your Prince Charming and
Yeah.
your 2 kids and your third on the way. And I'm just speaking surface wise. Phaedra
Well, we
has her
get
2
it.
kids, and I'm just speaking surface
Because even Kandi at the end, she even said, she was like, "All right, I understand how you could in this type of situation." I mean, but I still think Kandi wasn't really serious about that when she said that to her. But
I just don't buy into any of the relationships anymore, and it seems all a mess and stupid and fake to me, and that's why I can't buy it. Because like Porsche, yeah, it's like when she and Nene bonded last year. It made no sense. It didn't seem honest. It didn't seem genuine. It just seemed like you were just doing it because you on TV and y'all can shade each
I'm
other
ready for
together
the
when you shoot
reunion.
together. I'm bored already.
on that note, let's head into
Can
predictions.
we get to skip to episode 16 when Nene comes back?
Is that the one?
I don't know what number it is, but I assume it's like 16.
The
or
last one or something.
18.
And now,
Are these new
for
lights?
AFTERBUZZ TV.
No, they might have changed the colors though. Mama Joyce wants to speak to Phaedra.
And she shows up to her office.
Cancel me.
Do you remember last time?
Cancel me. I am not.
This
ready
is gonna
for
go
next
two
week.
ways though. It's either Mama Joyce
It's
is
gonna be a love fest.
I think it is over in a hate fest over Todd.
Yeah.
Kenya pulls up
Not
to her mom's
interested in that
house with the
storyline.
bus line. I'm just
I
interested to
find
see
it
how
really
her
hard to
real
believe
family
this
is
is
gonna
real.
react. Like, why are we?
I'm not interested in this storyline.
I wonder if her mama gonna open the door. Like, really? Like, you've shown no desire to be in contact with this woman for 45 years, and suddenly, because she's the TV, like, you're gonna open your door and like have a real conversation.
I'm not interested in this storyline. As a matter of fact, I'm not
It
interested
doesn't
in
humanize
any.
Kenya for you.
No. You know what would humanize Kenya for me? A good old entertaining episode of Iyanla Fix My Life with both of her
With
parents
the
and
true,
Aunt
like
Lily.
a
really-
real conversation. I would
Yeah.
I would watch that.
I would watch
Right.
that.
Her-
I'm not interested in Bravo's
Her
little
stands
mini
would,
version.
her stands
But
would
they're,
gag
like,
at
produced
that
version of
episode.
I want the own TV beloved
I'll watch that.
Mammy Titty.
I'll watch that. I want to see her crying, taking them lashes off,
Release.
pulling out her.
I would too, because
clip-ins.
honestly, seeing her dad, like, you look at her and you're like, I just know Kenya, like, deep down is a good person, but I feel like she has been through too much, and she got that psycho.
She got a tick.
Like, she
Something
ain't
ain't
taking her
right.
medication and ain't balancing out her, like, chemicals
But I
inside
want
of
to know
her.
from 13 to 18 what was going on.
Yeah.
What happened? Like,
The Kenya Moore story. I feel like Lifetime, there's something there for you.
Please
Right,
no.
look into that.
I am ready
You
for
would've
Toni
watched it.
Braxton.
You
She's
know what?
unrelated, but you know
You
her movie
posted
comes-
a
the
the
trailer.
I'm
trailer,
definitely gonna watch
and I
it.
was hating on it till I watched the trailer, and I was like,
Really?
okay.
The
Okay.
trailer looked.
I'm here for it.
I mean, they didn't give us much, but the trailer looked.
got
You know,
me
it was
hyped.
just a little.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch
it was like Unbreak My
I
Heart
watched
playing
them
in the
all.
back.
Yeah, that was
and
the first album
Tony
I
falling
ever-
out and shit. I mean,
Yeah. I
Portia
watched them.
versus her sister, which that's the storyline I'm not here for. Like, girl, get
Why do
your
we
your
care?
career together and let your sister have
She's
a child in
pregnant,
life.
and she's gonna. Go
I
have
think
a baby.
Portia has issues with her sister being pregnant. Remember when
Oh, of course she
Lauren
does.
revealed
Yeah.
at what was Portia's ex boo thing's going away
Duke.
party?
Duke.
Duke's going away party when she revealed Portia
The
was
big
like,
dookie.
oh, like it wasn't even like, you know.
She wasn't excited and like, and oh my god, this is amazing! Yay!
Yeah,
No, it
like
was like,
sisters
oh, I thought it was gonna
typically
be
are.
me.
I wonder what sign Portia is.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, by the way, happy birthday to Sheree Whitfield. We share a birthday. I just found that out.
hey.
Oh, really?
She's January 2nd, too.
It's also somebody else's birthday.
Oh, today's Tina Knowles' 62nd birthday.
Hey.
Blues is later this week.
Hey.
You guys know I'm good for this.
January.
Well, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Let us
Thank
know
you,
what you
Caitlin
guys.
Monroe.
Yes, let us know what you guys thought of the episode. Leave your comments below.
Mammy titty.
Mammy titty. You guys can hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, make sure you guys check out our other sister network, BHL, Black Hollywood Live.com. You guys can hit me up everywhere on social media, everywhere at DJ Jesse
All
J.
over. I'm at Stewart Starlet.
And I'm at Shar Says So. By the way, Loren said Portia is a Cancer. I like Cancer
Oh,
women.
good to
Maybe that's
know.
why I'm defending
You need
her so hard.
you need a Pisces man, then, girl.
A Pisces man? Really?
Because they just suck
I'm
their
Shar
toes and be
Says
there.
So
Like.
on all social media and SharSaysSo.com, guys.
Also, make sure you guys check out OWN this coming Saturday at 9 p.m.
o'clock. Welcome to Sweetie Pies. More Black Hollywood Live.
Hey,
We gonna
Miss
be on
Robbie.
TV, mama. Till next week. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.